Football season is over in Cullowhee. The stadium's empty, the action on the field gone.
Mark time, mark.
Even still, one group on campus is preparing for a Super Bowl.
It's the most incredible thing I've probably ever done in my life, to be able to go to the Rose Bowl parade.
In the marching band universe, few things bring more prominence than Pasadena, California, and the Tournament of Roses parade on New Year's Day.
You're going to be on, every network. You're going to be televised throughout the world. I can't imagine there being more recognition, for a university band than that.
A drumbeat of success has been steadily building for Western Carolina University's Pride of the Mountains band. Soon after the group won the Sudler Trophy, marching band's top national honor, came the Tournament of Roses invitation.
Having any band from North Carolina in the Tournament of Roses parade is in and of itself a big deal. But this year the action is twice as nice because in addition to the Catamount's from Western Carolina University, the Eagles from North Carolina Central University are also Pasadena bound.
Two bands from the same state and the same year heading to the West Coast in one of the world's biggest stages.
They normally do not want two bands in the same region. And so they really were looking at both groups and they just had to have both of us. So that says a lot more than to just take one and not the other.
Usually they take about maybe 15 or 16 bands from throughout the world. That's not just the United States, that's the world.
Both band directors are putting their universities on parade in Pasadena for the first time. Each band has a special style that could have helped seal the summons from California.
We use a whole rock band inside the marching band. So that's what makes it unique. So we play stuff nobody plays.
Western Carolina will march 391 strong on New Year's Day, and NC Central's Sound Machine will send about 225 members. The Eagles do a mix of corps-style fast marching and the high-step traditional march style associated with historically black institutions.
That's what makes us different. We're not locked into one type of music that's going to have one type of tempo or one type of feel when you have different marching styles.
Whether it's high step or low step, one thing's certain, there will be a lot of steps in Pasadena.
6 miles is a big stretch, especially because I heard some of it is uphill.
And stopping for a breather isn't really an option.
Say it's definitely more difficult to march a parade than it is a show. In the show you have between songs you have time to stop and catch your breath and go again. Here you just keep on going.
When bands stop, what happens, it slows the back end of the parade, and then the whole event can stretch to an hour to 2 hours over the intended time.
Which both bands no doubt want to avoid. That's why fitness has been fashionable in both Cullowhee and Durham. No one wants to show up on the big stage out of shape.
Every morning, 50 push-ups. Before I go to bed, 50 push-ups, just in case.
It's taken over a lot. We try to get people to do at least 3,000 to 5,000 steps a day.
Trying to eat right. Don't just eat and go home and just sit down. So I know me and my boyfriend, we work out at night sometime before we go home and everything.
For those who tote the heavy things, the strength training is especially important.
The pain just kind of starts in your shoulder and then works its way down to your back, and it's like you really carry this instrument with your abdominals and all your back muscles and everything.
I think my lips are gonna hurt too.
Yeah.
From playing.
Yep, even the smallest of body parts are getting attention.
Your lips can be fatigued, because your facial muscles, your even how you're moving your nose and eyes affects the musicians, how they're playing their instruments.
Both bands have been training some during the fall, but it's only been in the weeks since football came to an end that the rehearsals ratcheted up.
It's finally starting to hit me. It just seemed like a dream until now, but now that we're actually practicing for it, it's like, oh my goodness, it's here, it's coming. We got to get ready.
Trying to simulate the width and length they'll be forming in Pasadena isn't easy on narrow tracks and streets. Both bands made plans to close local roads for special practice sessions. The first mile of the Rose Parade has a cantankerous corner that's become something of a legend in marching band circles. It's 110 degrees instead of a perfect 90.
When you get in a turn like that, it becomes a lot more of a challenge.
Because it takes more steps and more effort to keep the line straight while covering the extra distance. Both bands are trying to take the challenge in stride.
What a lot of the band directors who've done the parade, not just once, not just twice, that are part of the Rose Parade fraternity, they say just turn the corner.
Western Carolina and NC Central have both made arrangements to ship their luggage and instruments to California by truck, saving nearly $100,000 in airline baggage fees.
People still milling about what will be the parade route.
With coverage from several American networks and expansion into Asian markets this year, viewership of the Rose Parade is predicted to reach the 2 billion mark. No doubt an off-the-charts opportunity for visibility.
Having the entire world be able to see this, not just a couple of people from your city or your state.
Everybody knows about UNC and state. They don't know about how great these other universities are. And all of a sudden you see this great band from this little university and you start going, wow, this is a name I need to remember.
It's the memories and experiences that make a trip to Pasadena's Tournament of Roses so special. Not all of them come from the marching itself.
It's a different thing when you can see the California mountains and then right on the other side the Pacific Ocean at the same time. And a lot of these students have never experienced that.
It's a different culture in California, particularly Southern California. And for them to get to experience that, that's really what education's about. To be able to learn what other people think and how they do things. I think that's very important for us.
More than the excitement of being on worldwide display or the thrill of covering 6 miles in grand fashion, it's the feeling of pride the students are getting that will probably resonate loudest.
I've never been famous, never done anything like by myself, you know what I'm saying? I've never done anything worth mentioning. So for me to be able to be a part of something, I'm extremely proud.